Sorry, I've been having some technical difficulties here. Let me get... Phones are all screwed up. Trying to get set up here on the group page. There it is. No. Fucking keep changing shit and keep moving stuff around. Get everything going here. I'm using my son's phone, so I had some issues with my son's phone trying to get it set up. There. Alright. So I think we're live on both now. Looks like it anyways. This phone's a little cockeyed here. See if we can fix it here. There we go. One of these days I'm going to have this all nice setup and everything, and we're going to be able to do this really cool and everything. Alright, so how's everybody doing? Doing this? Woo, hold on. How's everybody doing this Saturday? Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's had a good week. Okay, this phone's gonna drive me crazy. There, that's better. Now it's straight. Alright. What's everybody up to this Saturday? Hope everybody's got some racing in lately. Macron, yeah, they don't have a class for Macron. The Harpa rules are pretty minute and pretty specific as to what they run. They've got a T-Jet class, and they've got some other classes, and then they've got your big Neo Magnet, Unlimited, and your really super fast cars. Hey, Mr. Evans, how you doing? I don't know why this phone isn't sideways. That's strange. Let's see here. There we go. We'll have to go that way, I guess. For some reason, I guess you can't go live with your phone sideways anymore on Facebook. Kind of strange. Come on, I had it a second ago. There. We'll just have to do that, I guess. There we are. So yeah, the Harpa rules are kind of finite when it comes to what they run. They have a specific set of rules for a specific set of cars, so they don't have everything. It'd be kind of nice if they did, but they have their specific rules and their specific classes that they run, and that they have point series for there and on the Harpa group. And most of those guys are on the Midwest to the East Coast. So to my knowledge, there isn't a Harpa group out here on the West Coast that I know of anyways. So a couple other things. Just want to show you something that I've been working on. What do we got here? What's up? Can I find factory size for hubs, mags for... Oh, hold on. I missed that. There we go. Where can I find factory size? Oh, a good place to go check out is HOSlotCarRacing.com. They have a lot of, Clint, they have a lot of wheels and tires for different size cars, all kinds of cars there, so you can go check them out. A couple other places you might look is Slot Car Central was probably another good one to look for. They list a lot of good and stock parts there as well. So that'd be another good place to go check out. I love HOSlotCarRacing.com though, because he's got a lot of parts, reasonable prices, and he ships very, very well. Clone War saved anyone? What? Don't know who that is. So those are two. Slot Car Central and him are probably two best places for stock parts if you need wheels and tires and everything. He's HOSlotCarRacing.com's got wheels for Magna Traction, non-Magna Traction, G+, a lot of the Tyco stuff and everything else too. So, are the AFX Rateway good slot car sets? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. That's a great place to start is with a AFX giant race set. You get a lot of track, 4 cars, and it's a great place to start, and then you can always add track to that as you go along, so it makes for a great... Yeah, Jag Hobbies. Clint, try Jag Hobbies as well for stock wheels and tires. That's another good one. Thank you, George. Yeah, that's another good place to go look too, is Jag's Hobbies. So before somebody else asks a question, show you something I'm working on to carry one of my slot cars. So you guys can see, this is that Maisto casting. Been working on a hauler for my fairgrounds car. As you guys can see, it's backwards in the camera because camera's flipped around. But good morning, Glenn. Oh, Wizard also. Yes, George. Wizard. Go check out RC Link too. Thanks, Jeff. I gotta do the other side. I haven't decaled the trailer on the other side yet, and I have to, I'm gonna have to clear coat the back. The front half's been clear coated, but the ramp side hasn't been clear coated yet, so. This is a little something cool I wanted to do for my fairgrounds car there. Pretty cool. Been doing some things here. I'm going to be off this week. I'm on vacation this week, so some time away from work and do some things. How long have I been racing slot cars? Back into it steadily for about the last 9 years. Raced as a kid like everybody else here did, and kind of got away from it for a while, and then met up with some friends that were doing slot cars and got back at it. So, and I've been doing it ever since. Even though that whole group dynamic has changed, we've lost a few people, but we're starting to gain some more people back, so you need to put a fork here under it. Elijah had that idea, Jeff. Morning, Don. I need to talk to you later today. I'm going to give you a call later today, Don. We can get together and do some things this week. I'm off this week. Another announcement I have, we're still kind of working on it, via, oh, now I've lost the name. Oh, Jim Betts. Me and Jim Betts. Jim wants to start a Slot Car Crazy internet page. So we're going to be having a Slot Car Crazy internet site, web page. I'm not quite sure what's going to be on it yet. Me and him are going to get together this week and talk about that. There'll definitely be links to the YouTube channel, the group pages, the Instagram page. I also want to include all the links to a lot of the places where we order parts and everything, so you guys can just go there and go straight from there to the site and everything. So something in the works. We're still working on it. Another thing I'm still working on is shirts, hats, and stuff like that. I've found a place where I can do it. What's your description of your fairgrounds car? Oh. They're basically our fairgrounds cars in our class. We still got to do a little bit of discussions with them. But the fairgrounds car is based on a T-Jet chassis. We run basically Frey rules. So if you guys look up the Frey at Ferndale site and look at their rules, those same rules apply to this car with a couple of exceptions. One, it has to be a stock car body. Two, you have to run mesh in the front window like a dirt track, kind of short track car. And you have to run a wide front tire. And this one are basically old silicone over foam slip tires that the silicone's gone on. So it's just the foam left that I've been running on this car. Works pretty well. I've made an independent front end for this car, so they go both ways. So, but that's the rules. Basically, it's a freight car with some body rule exceptions and the wide front tire, but all other rules apply. We're still kind of working on the motor on that. I need to talk to our guys and see if we want to do a full-on polished arm or ballast arm, polished commutator, whole 9 roller, whether we just want to go with a stock arm with a polished with the polished commutator. Yes, T-Jets are the same as Thunderjets. Yep, except for Auto Worlds, the newer Thunderjets are not quite the same. They're a little faster. The older Johnny Lightning ones are a little closer to what the Aurora Tough ones used to be, but they're close. They don't apply within the freight rules at Ferndale, but they are pretty close. They're a little faster than a stock T-Jet. They have a different arm, different motor magnets and whatnot, but that's another thing. Dash chassis are also close to a T-Jet, but they're also a little faster and a little more, but they are freight legal. The dash chassis are freight legal. But the older, if I would use for Thunderjets, I would go with, if you could get a hold of an older Johnny Lightning Thunderjet, I think they're a little better than the newer Auto World ones. Just for my preference anyways. I have a couple, I think I've got 1 or 2 of the new ones. How can I explain a whole Aurora? Hang it, hold on. There we go. Can you explain the whole Aurora Tomei AFX on cars? Some are listed as both. Okay, there is, some people don't really know the difference between, if it's an original Aurora, like an original Aurora, where do I even have one of those out right now? Let me see if I can find. I know we got a Johnny Lightning around here. Hold on a second. Let me go over to Elijah's box. Okay. So this right here. So if you're looking at Johnny Magnet traction cars, your non-mag, which I don't have one out right now, which is the one that doesn't have any magnets under the bottom of them. Tomei is the company from out of Japan that bought the rights to the name AFX and Aurora. They kind of marketed them as the same in the beginning. They released some stuff in Japan. You can buy magnet traction cars with that were released as Tomei in Japan, but basically, Tomei bought all the rights to AFX and Aurora and just use it on their product now, which is your Mega Gs, your Super Gs, your Tomei turbos, and your Tomei SRT turbos. So they're 2 separate companies, even though they kind of look alike. But Aurora is the originator. They're your original magnet traction, as you can see. The AFX there in the inside of the thing right there. This is an original magnet traction, Aurora magnet traction car. So that's kind of the difference between them. The older stuff, so anything that's a T-Jet, magnet traction, non-magnet traction, G+, super magnet traction, all of that stuff is the original Aurora stuff. Today's AFX stuff is your Tomei stuff, which is your Mega G+, Super G, Tomei turbos, Tomei, and the Tomei SRT turbos. So that's kind of your difference between the two things there. You got your older stuff, which is your original Aurora stuff, which is probably the best slot cars in the world. And then you've got your newer Tomei stuff, which basically now the only thing that Tomei's coming out with new are the Mega G Plus cars, which is the can-motored cars. Move to your right to be in camera. I'm on 2 cameras here, George. That's why I'm kind of moving around a little bit. I'm on Facebook on mine, and I'm on YouTube on my son's side. So I'm trying to do on both. So if people aren't subscribed to the YouTube channel, they can watch through the group page as well. So I'll try to keep myself centered here a little bit. But that's what we were talking about, the differences between Aurora and Tomei on the slot cars. And there's a little bit of history there. How the camera view is better on YouTube, I switched. It might be a little bit. Probably the different dynamic of being between the two. When you hold... Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, so we were talking about the Magna Traction cars. Wider, yeah. That's because I'm sideways with this one, but for some reason on Facebook now, they won't let you turn your camera sideways. I don't know what's going on there. That's kind of strange. That's a new feature going live, that they won't let you turn the camera sideways anymore. We may have to beg doing these on Facebook then, if we're not going to be able to get a full-on picture like that. That's kind of strange. Facebook cops. Yeah. I have an Ultra G. Come on, come back. I have a Thunder G, Ultra G, translucent blue chassis with one Neo magnet. Yeah, those are the new car. Is this a legal race car? Not if you're running in T-Jets, you're not. Basically, with those cars, you have to have your own, kind of in its own class kind of thing when it comes to the new Auto World stuff. They're faster than a T-Jet. Granted, you could probably outrun one with a T-Jet if you had it tuned right. But I don't really like the new Auto World Thunderjets. I don't really care for them that much. We have a couple here in the house that I think Shaden has one or two, and Colin had a couple, and that Shaden has now acquired through the whole situation there. What do you think of the new G Plus? I kind of like it. The only problem is there's not a lot you can do to them right now. I have heard rumors of a couple of people, I'm not sure if it was Jag or Viper, I think it was Viper, was going to start producing new can motors. Hate the can, yeah. So do I, Jeff. I don't like the new can motor. There's not a lot you can do to them. But I did hear that Viper is looking to do can motors for him, an upgrade or whatever. So that might be interesting if he finally comes out and does that. You'll be able to do some more hopping up. Right now, the only thing you can do with the Mega G Plus that I found out that we've done on the channel is put lower rear tires and wheels on it and get it lower to the racetrack. Let us tune how we went. Let us tune how we want. Yeah, build a stock car and let the racer do the tuning and stuff. Yep. There is some cool stuff coming out though. I'm hoping. I like JL T-Jets. Yeah, Johnny Lightning T-Jets are way better than the new Auto World stuff was. I'm with you there, George. I like the JLs way better than I do the new Auto World stuff. Upgrade competition. What's your option on BSRT, Viper, and Wizard? We haven't done a whole lot of upgrades like motor-wise and stuff with that. We probably should do some of that here soon. Order some upgrade parts for like a Mega G Plus or a Super G and start building. We do have a couple of Wizard chassis now that we can do some upgrades with. We've got 2 now, so we might be able to do that pretty soon on the channel. How do you start a club? Well, Christopher, basically find some people. That's basically your hardest part when starting a club, is finding people that are in the hobby in your local area or whatnot. That's your biggest thing. If you have a hobby store that sells slot car parts and whatnot, see if you can put a flyer up there saying looking for racers. That'd be one way. Get on groups on Facebook and try and find people within your area that want to race. That's another option. It is kind of hard to get a group started. I kind of lucked into my group that we have here in town. I met a friend who was in it, and I'm trying to start one in northern Ohio. There's a lot of people in Ohio. I'm not sure where they're at there, Clint, but I know the Ohio Cup's there in Ohio, and there's a lot of people around that area. Hey, Robert, how you doing? So you might want to check with them. There's some HARPA groups I know that are in Ohio. You might check around on that on the HARPA page and see if there's any groups listed there. But yeah, that's your biggest start Yeah, Vitamin is, yeah, I know, yeah. Vitamin's up near you. Yep, Kevin. Need to get together with him sometime, one of these times soon, and do some racing with him. I need to get back to a couple places. I want to get to Ohio and race with Kevin. I'd like to get to Kansas and race with you, Jeff, Mr. Evans, and D&E Slot Car Speedway. Race with you guys a little bit would be kind of fun. Oh, Western Australia. Yeah. Yeah, that is a toughie. We do have quite a few people on the group page that are from Australia, so, but I'm not sure where they're in Australia. I sure hope so. Yeah, I know. I'd like to get back there. We've got family back there, so maybe one of these times soon we'll have to do another road trip and see family and go down and race with you guys. Hey, Tony. How are you? I'm doing all right. So we're only going to have to be on for about an hour here because I got stuff to do this afternoon. But we're going to be on until 11, so keep the questions coming. And we're going to be, I got to go do some things. We're going to haul some stuff around. One more, LOL. Lifelike, a good car for... There is some people that like Tyco, like Lifelike cars over the 44X2. It's just a preference on that one, Clint. I like both, but I would take a Tyco over a Lifelike myself. But that one's a pure preference thing. I know people that'll take a Lifelike over the Tyco, and people that'll take the Tyco over the Lifelike. We're lucky to have members, but no hobby stores are. What are we saying, Jeff? Are in here. We generally have 2 to 4 every Saturday. Yeah. That's about our group. We're kind of on a build here. We've got, I think, let's see, me, Elijah Shaden, Stan, John, Mark, Mike, Doug, and if I count Kyle and Jim Betts, we've got about 10 people. So, Kyle and Jim haven't been over yet. But we're trying to get them involved. We're trying to get a race set up here soon, either here or at Doug's house in the Tri-Cities. So hopefully we'll have some race action for you guys here soon. Get some of that up there. And don't forget, mostly race 1/8 RC buggies here. Yeah, there's a lot of RC guys here too, Christopher. A lot of RC guys here. Put your glasses on, LOL. I know, I'm getting older. The type needs to be bigger. Don't forget, like I was going to say, don't forget about September, Labor Day weekend, the Labor Day Classic race will be here. I'm hoping we're going to have anywhere from 15 to 10 to, not 2 to 4. Okay, Jeff. So hopefully we'll have about 15 people here for that race, and we'll have some fun, and me and Elijah are going to be building some new pit tables in his room. So there's some places for some people to sit, and hopefully we'll have some fun. Race some stock T-Jets, some freight cars. We're going to have a driver's challenge with some Tyco Pros, which are really fun to drive, and we're going to do some Magna Traction racing, and then if we have time, we're going to do some more racing outside of that. So hope you guys will be taping all that, so we'll put that up on the YouTube channel. It'd be nice to find a way to be able to do stuff live on YouTube. But the phones won't see the whole racetrack if I do it on my phone. So, but maybe during the day we'll bring you guys some live stuff here on the group page as well. Maybe Elijah can tape, or I can tape, or something while we're racing. Get kind of that going on. We're still continuing to work on the 4x4 oval layout. I got to buy the plywood for the top, and then we'll get some more work done on that. We've got the track. Got a new power supply that we're going to run between both layouts, and just got to get some wiring, some terminals and stuff, so we can get some the power into the terminal and out to the controller stations. Got to go to the store this week and get that, so we can get that done on this layout, on the big layout, and then we'll do the same thing with the little one when we do it. Probably going to go on that layout, though. We're probably going to go solely Gator Clip for controllers on that layout, because I'm not sure anymore without a Radio Shack where to get stereo plug or mono plugs. The female side, I'm not sure where to go, or the male side for that matter, where to get them anymore. You guys have an idea on that? Let me know. Because since Radio Shack went bye-bye, I'm not really sure where to pick that stuff up anymore. So haven't got any new cars lately. Kind of in a lull when it comes to buying new slot cars. Gotta wait for income tax time again to get some more cars and parts and stuff. Might pick up a few things here and there. Just posted a video. Upgrades has coming up. Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't watched Hayden. What was that? Hayden Creek? Yeah, Hardin Creek lately. I haven't watched him lately. I know he's doing a lot of things. I know he's trying to get the Lifelike. He bought the rights to Lifelike, so I know he's trying to get that off the ground and everything else. So I haven't watched one of his videos in a while. I need to go check that out. Thanks, Brad. Try my best. Try my best. Try to bring in some people. That's something else I might want to do here pretty soon, is bring in some other people that I know, like Stan and Don Bredwell, who's on right now, and a couple other people, and give their insight and show some of their collection and some of their knowledge and everything else. Love Slot Car Junkie video. I'm trying to think of some good ones. I'm trying to make that kind of a funny, cool kind of episodes for the channel, so I'm trying to think of another one here pretty soon about what makes you a slot car junkie. I thought those would be kind of fun to do and do them around. That idea for the last one just popped into my head. I thought it'd be kind of funny to do, so we went ahead and did that one. That's kind of the way I want to go with those videos, is the funnier, lighter side of slot cars. We all watched the last race. That's something we need my group to do here pretty soon, is get on a set schedule so we can do some more racing. We don't really race during the summer that much, but I want to try and get them guys committed to a schedule this winter to run some races on a consistent basis this winter. So we're going to discuss that at the Labor Day race, and then hopefully going forward there, we've got enough tracks. We've got mine. We've got Stan just made a deal with one of our other members who's not racing with us anymore to buy his Bowman. So I'm hoping he gets that purchase done and stuff, and we can get that back up and running so we can show you guys that Bowman track. It's a 4-lane track. If any of you ever been to the Fray or seen videos from the Fray, it's almost like the green track at the Fray. So it's a really cool racetrack. We've got Doug's down in the Tri-Cities now. We've got Jim and Kyle Betts, who are new to the group on Facebook, and they're also new to our group. They're both built. Kyle and them just bought a track out of California to put in Kyle's basement, a 4-lane track that looks really cool. And Jim Betts is the one that is working on that the movie Cars themed layout that's a 4-laner. And we want to show that too as soon as he gets that done on the channel, and do some racing on it and show you guys that. That thing looks like it's going to be extremely cool. They're doing a hell of a job on that. The scenery on that track's going to be amazing. Him and Kyle both are working on that. So hopefully we can show you that too. So we've got like 5 or 6 tracks now in the valley. So, and we're still on the hunt for somebody. When our Cloverleaf, which was our main hobby store in town for models and slot cars and RC cars and all that, when they went out of business, somebody went in there and bought all of the slot car stuff from here in town, and we still have not found that person. So we're still on the lookout for that person so we can get him into the group, because somebody bought all those parts and we have no idea who did. So we're still on the lookout for him to get that guy in our group too, because there's some other people here in the valley that are slot car people that are kind of loners. It was kind of cool that we caught up with Jim and Kyle Betts, got them into the group. They haven't raced with us yet, but hopefully we can get them racing. And we're still always looking for people. That's one thing. Always look for people. Always put that out there that you race slot cars, and you never know who you're going to bump into or run into in your area that actually has the same hobby that they may not have anybody to do it with. You are a professional in your field. Well, thank you. I'm not really a professional, but I try my best. I try to learn as much as I can. When we get with a big group of people, I try to learn as much as I can, like at the Fray. And there's a couple races we'd love to hit. We'd love to go to the Nationals. That would be so awesome to be able to go to New York, to outside of outside of, actually it's in Boston, excuse me, Maryland, outside of Boston, and do the Nationals. That would be extremely cool. We'd be able to see a whole lot more different kind of cars because they race T-Jets and magnet traction cars and pan cars and neo magnet cars, and that'd be a cool one to go to. Like to get down there and see Michael Block and go to his Quarrel one of these years, do that. And I'd love to go to do the Ohio Cup as well, which those three are all T-Jet Frey style races. Do you like NFL? I do like NFL. Yes, I do. We are football fans. Seahawks all the way. But we want to get to there and do some of that and stuff. Me and Shaden and Elijah are also working on a video on how to get younger people into the hobby. I asked them to think of some things that would help, that they might come up with to be able to get younger people into the hobby. We need younger people in the hobby to keep the hobby going. So be on the lookout for that video as well. I was going to have Elijah with me today, but they decided to go to Moses Lake with my brother, their uncle, and go to a water park. So they're off having fun today. So I was going to have Elijah sit in with me, but he's not here. He left. He left me hanging. Him and Shaden both, though, are becoming really good racers. Elijah's kind of became the king of our group here. Rumor has it that the group from Denver is bidding on getting... Oh, that'd be nice. That'd make it a little closer anyways, there, Glenn. It'd be nice to be a closer drive to go to Denver. That'd only be about a 2-day drive if I do it in 2 days. But yeah, 11-year-old daughter. Yep, got to start them young, Robert. Start them young. Doesn't matter whether a boy or a girl. If they love it, they love it. I've seen some girls that are some pretty good racers, so we don't have any within our group. None of our group had girls, so yeah, trip. Yep. Well, especially for you, you're coming up out of Arizona, so it's even closer for you than it is for me coming out of Washington. Been a long time. I've been in Denver before, but it's been a long time since I've been to Denver. That'd be kind of cool to go if it's in Denver next year. I don't know if I could. We don't know if we could swing both the Frey and Harpa, but we could give it a shot. Maybe that's something else I've been thinking about starting. It's a GoFundMe page for the YouTube channel to start paying for some trips and stuff. That's also why I'm thinking of the T-shirt thing. I don't think I finished that quote, by the way. I think I didn't answer. We're going to start. I found a website where I don't have to supply the shirts. I just supply artwork and make the shirts, and they sell the shirts, and I get $12 and $12.49 a shirt comes to me. So I may have to do that so we can get some more funding coming in, so we can do some more things on the YouTube channel, and maybe go some more places. Go to get some traveling money so we can hit a few places. We definitely going to make a couple of trips over to Seattle to run with the Northwest guys over there. Paul and Joe and them guys over there on the west side, Randy Chin and Mike King. Get over there and run with them guys some more this winter. They have a T-Jet Frey points thing that they do over there, so hopefully we'll go over there a couple more times like we did for the Fred Tinsley Memorial. And we'll tape some of that for you guys, too. It's a easy trip, only 2.5 hour drive, so go over there and race with them, and maybe we can have them over here. Joe and Paul and Randy, and I think Mike, too, are supposed to be here for the Labor Day race, so that's going to be fun, too. Paul says he wants to get back at me and Elijah for stealing all their trophies at the Fred Tinsley Memorial, so we'll have to see what happens. But, yeah, so that's going to be a fun race. I love racing slot cars. I love meeting new people that are in the hobby and racing and doing all that kind of stuff. That's another place I need to get down and race with Glenn Gordon and them guys down in Arizona. My wife's best friend lives in Phoenix, so we may be coming down there next summer, Glenn. Visiting my wife's best friend, seeing Phoenix, and maybe get to race with you and who else is down there? I can't think of his name right off the top of my head right now. But get down there and race with you guys maybe next summer. It'd be kind of fun. I was spent 9 months in Phoenix right out of high school going to school, and be kind of cool to go back down there and kind of hit some old haunts and do some things down there in Phoenix and race with you guys. Be kind of a fun trip. It's hot down there. Hot. Way hotter than it is up here. What time do we got here? Oh shit, we still got 25 minutes. We still got 25 minutes. What else do we got going on that we can talk about? We got that paint job that I'm working on. I finished the other one. I kind of screwed the window up on it though. I hate putting in these windows. Got it all mounted and everything. The Jeff Hurley's NSX. So you can see I kind of had an issue putting the window in. I hate these windows. Getting these windows in is a pain in the ass. Come down here, race with the... Yep, Russell. Yep. Yeah, Russell Upton. That's what I was trying to think of, Glenn. Yep. Big time TJ guy. Yep, get down there and race with you guys next summer, hopefully. We're talking about going down there and spending a week in Phoenix and visiting my wife's best friend and doing some stuff around Phoenix and maybe racing with you guys while we're down there. Be kind of fun. Strictly for drag racing collecting. No, actually the 4-gears you can use for anything. The 4-gear chassis is based off of the original Aurora 4-gear chassis. No, where's mine? Where is my van? Is it up here? Oh, it's up here. Yeah. The Auto World 4Jet track based off of the Aurora original Magna Traction 4-gear chassis. They built these for bigger bodies and stuff. The only difference is between them and these don't have the tabs on the side, as you guys can see. They are a screw-on body mostly. But the 4-gears, you can race the 4-gears on a regular layout with no problem. So they're kind of a fun class. If you do the original Aurora ones, you have a non-mag and a Magna Traction version, so you can use both. You can have 2 classes there. And then you can have another class for the 4-gears for your Auto World stuff. They are kind of cool though. Stan's been working on one that he's using for drag racing, and he's been trying to hop up a little bit. So we'll have to show you that car sometime. I have one. I have the Jim Dunn Tappet funny car. I need to pick up a couple more of those. I want to get a Pro Stock one too. Super 3s. I love mine. It grips the slot track. Super 3s are a hit and miss for us. Elijah's been working on his. We got 2 from Andrew at Slot and stuff. I still haven't opened mine. I've got the Jeff Gordon version. We're going to be doing a review of this one of these times here soon. But Elijah, yeah, Jeff Junk. Yep. We've had issues. We've had both the IndyCar and the... We've had both the IndyCar and the NASCAR one, and Elijah's been working, yeah, wall art, yep. Elijah's been working on his, trying to get his to work faster, so my R&D man is working on his, but we haven't had much luck. I think those are hit and miss when you buy them. Sometimes you get good ones, and other times you get, you get ones that are just pure junk. So they need better quality control. Did you get AFX sign that lights up? No, I did not. No. I'm not sure what happened with all of that. So he talked to me about pitching that to you guys to sell them. So I kind of pitched it, and we talked about, he was talking about sending me one, but nothing ever came of it. So those are really cool though. They're cool neon signs. Really sweet. I got one with no motor brushes and burnt arm. Oh, yeah, that's bad quality control. So we're kind of tinker with those. I have seen on Hayden Creek that he did some work with them when the IndyCar ones came out, and I can't remember what all he did, but he got them running pretty well. You might want to check that video out on Hayden Creek's YouTube site. Channel. He did hop up a little version of it with the Indy one. You might take that and apply it to the stock car one. On the Tyco Pro Series, do you like the drop-down arms or the rivet as pickup shoes. Oh, I like the rivet. I know what you're talking about. These are the older one. The Swiper one you're talking about is the original. These are the newer Tyco Pros, and I like the buttons better than I do the... I've never messed with one of the sweeper down ones, but I understand that they're kind of cantankerous a little bit on the Tyco Pros. But I have heard that if you get them adjusted just right, the swipers work just as good. But all four of the ones I have are the pin pickups on mine. I got three of them run pretty well, and the other one is, my original one is kind of bouncy. I had to change the pickups on it because they broke, but I had to put a new pickup on it. But it's kind of bouncy for some reason. I don't know if it's the axle or what, but I'm still tinkering with that. But the other three are quick. This car especially, I think this one's probably the fastest of the four. The Gremlin is really a really sweet car. Love this thing. This thing's fast. This came in this one, and this Pinto came in the set that my sister got at the one that I did the review of that she got at the Goodwill. I mean, that was a heck of a buy. I can't believe she actually found that there. But those two cars are really quick. And then this one that I got in that set that my former manager bought at a yard sale, this one is also pretty quick. I had to change the front tire on it, but it's pretty quick as well. I went from having one Tyco Pro to having 5. I've got a backup chassis now too, so pretty cool. You need to sell me your orange Pinto. No. This is mine. These are mine. I need to find a front bumper for it though. I love this thing. This thing is so cool. This thing is sweet. I remember these when they came out when I was a kid. Remember seeing these in the JCPenney's catalog and the Sears catalog. Hold it to your right a little more. Is that better? This is the Gremlin version, and this is a Pinto version. There's also a Gremlin version of this as well, if I remember right. I think those were the only two that they made into modifieds. All you have is the engine. Yeah, I'd like to find the other one and get the other one on, get the Gremlin version of it and have both of them. What controller do you recommend for all-around control with adjustments? Basically, go to One Stop Slot Shop. They have some really cool controllers. Some of them are kind of expensive. And there's a couple other places that have controllers. Just kind of shop around and look at all the websites and look at their controllers and everything. But there's a couple of companies. Gosh, I can't think of the brand right now. Stan has one, and Doug has a couple that are pretty reasonable that are digital. That are not the old one, but it's got the digital circuit plate control on the inside that are really reasonable. They're going to be kind of expensive, but like 90 range, I think, is where you can get some. Professor Moto, thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Mr. Evans. The Professor Moto has a reasonable entry-level controller that is really nice, and I think you can get them for like $75 to $80 a piece, if I remember right. They were fairly reasonable. They weren't over $100. But Professor Motos are really nice. I prefer Parmas. My controller, I've got 2 Parmas, one 45 ohm for my fast cars, and my adjustable one that you guys saw that I did the first wrap on. Oh, they're less than 50, as Jeff says. Okay, so I thought they were fairly reasonable. So, yeah, $50 for their entry-level controller, and they're really nice, they're really smooth, and they run great. And I think you can find them on several websites. I think Jags may have them. I know HS Slot Car Racing doesn't. Slot Car Central may have them. Check there. And there might be a couple other websites that might have them as well. Check around. But yeah, Professor Motos are good. I like the Parma casings. I like the grip on the Parma casings. Usually when I buy a controller, they have a Parma casing on them. But Slot Car Central has the one that I bought at Slot Car Central that you can use from everything from a T-Jet all the way up through a G Plus car was only $109, which is really nice, and it's got a sensitivity dial on it for sensitivity for when you're pulling the trigger when it brings the power in. If you go on from that, they get really expensive. So hope that that's probably a really good one to get for controller wise. I need to pick me up a few more so I can give you guys a little more sense of controllers and different controllers you can get. Maybe if I can borrow around and borrow some Omni add-ons for Parma. Excuse me. So I need to pick up some, because I know Stan has a Professor Moto, which is a really expensive one that he's like, it's one of their first controllers that they ever made. I've got a Mega G Boss 429 that will stay on the track. All new suggestions. Oh, that won't stay on the track? A Mega G. Oh, the new Mega. Oh, the Boss 420. Yeah, the Mustang. If I remember right, that's a CAN motor. If it's a Mega G, the things you could probably change, you could probably, couple things you can do to these cars. I think it's Slot Car Central has a piggyback magnet that you can buy. They're a little square magnet that you can actually drop into the little well here on top of the traction magnets that are already there. We're talking about this right here. That are a piggyback magnet that you can drop in there that'll boost your downforce on your Mega G cars. I think it'll also work on the Mega G Plus car. I think the wells are the same. You can drop it in there. And they really do help. Another thing you can do is put a lower tire on it. Nostalgia Hobby. Oh yeah, the DS controllers. Yeah, modify three different ohm settings for about $80. Yep. I've seen those too. I needed to pick Is that legal? You'd have to look at the rules and everything. Some people will allow that. You gotta kind of look at their rules. Probably the easiest way to do it without dropping in a piggyback magnet would be to put a lower set of wheel and tires on it. Most everybody will allow you to change the rear hub and the rear tire. So if you put a lower rear tire on your chassis and get the chassis lower to the racetrack, you'll increase your grip of your traction magnets. And there's a lot of places, a lot of people will allow that. They allow that modification to race. So just make sure you're checking with the rules with the people you race with, whether it's legal to run the piggyback magnets. I know the guys on the west side do, but I don't know about anybody else. You got to be careful though too. If you're running the piggybacks and lower rear tires, you got to be careful of your what track you're on. If you're on a clip together track, you don't want to get too low. Yeah, I see that on the NAT. Yeah. So that's probably your two easiest hop-ups to do on a Mega G without tinkering with motor magnets or motors or for your stock car. Also, I haven't seen one of those in person yet, but that body to me looks awfully high as well. So you got to roll in the corner with the high body on that car. I'm waiting for the new Toyota and Audis to come out from Auto World. I'm hoping they don't have those aren't going to be set cars like the Ford GT was. I'm hoping they're going to be able to sell those individually. I like to get both of those to go with my Audis and my Peugeot. Have a whole collection going with my Audi and my Peugeot and my Mercedes and my Jag collection, my Jaguar collection, even though they're not on any cars right now. I got a lot of bodies sitting in a drawer over here that I don't have chassis for. I need to pick up some turbo SRT turbo chassis if I can find some somewhere to put those on. So, but hope you guys are having a great week. We're gonna be closed. We got about 10 more minutes, so let's see if anybody else has any questions. From the Facebook side, Glenn also mentioned the DS Nostalgia Hobby has DS controllers, which I've seen these. They look really nice. They look a lot like a Parma controller. That are they modified to have 3 different ohm settings on them for about $80. So Nostalgia Hobbies, if you want to check them out, there's some controllers there too. And that's a veritable, if I remember right, that's a veritable ohm controller. I think it's 45, 60, 90, if I remember right. Am I right there, Glenn? A 40, 60, 90 ohm? Possibly. Found new scale auto index. Find the new scale auto index. Okay. Well, what are you talking about there, Richard? Hopefully Glenn's still on. He can verify that on that DS controller. But I think it's 45, 60, 90 ohm on the 3 settings on those controllers. Those are usually about the settings that everybody runs. 45, 60 for T-Jets and whatnot, and 90 ohms for your, or 90, 45, 90, and then the lower ohm is for your faster cars. The lower the ohm, the faster the car on your controllers. Just remember that. Oh, new Tomei Turbo. What? I may have to look into that. I love the Tomei Turbo, especially the SRT turbos. Those things were quick. Oh, 35, 45, 55, 45, 55, 65, and a 60, 90, 120. Okay. So there you go on those 3 DS controllers. 35, 45, 55, 45, 55, 65, and a 60, 90, 120 on the ohms on those controllers. So they might have, I think they've got the little dial on top and you just click it. And you can do that while you're racing as well, which is really cool. You're a mad scientist. What scientific experiment would you run if money and ethics weren't an issue? Elijah's got some crazy ideas here lately. Mad scientist. What would we like to do? That's interesting. New Auto World T-Jets are due out soon. Some neat paint jobs. The bodies, I'll have to say this, the bodies that Auto World are doing are really, really cool. They need to work on their chassis a little bit, but a lot of the bodies are coming out with are really cool. Trigger to change, trigger, toggle, yeah, toggle to change the settings, yep. But yeah, that's the Auto World stuff. The bodies are really, really... The one thing about the bodies, though, is you can move them from chassis to chassis. So if you want to change them to an older chassis, you can, which is really cool about those. So you can intermix, and if you don't like the way the chassis runs, you can always take the body and go elsewhere with it. To a T-Jet or to the older Johnny Lightning chassis or whatever. Something else I need to buy for myself. I had to send that one back to... is the Jag Hobbies chassis. I had to send that back to Andrew because it was just a loaner, but I need to pick me up 1 or 2 of those as well. Do you know where to buy silicone tubing to make your own tires? No, Brad, I don't. I have no clue where to pick up silicone tubing. You might ask around on some of the other group pages. Maybe somebody knows. Right offhand, I'm not really sure. I've never been, I know nobody that I've seen in town actually carries it, but you might want to ask around a little bit, see if you can find somebody who may know a little more on that. Not quite sure. That'd be kind of interesting to do. I know there's some people who just recently started doing their own tires and everything, but they're doing silicone over foam tires for different chassis and everything. Still like Wizard. We've used a couple of Identity tires that are really nice as well, but need to get some more of those from Clint Bourne and see how well they run and what ranges of tires they have. Most of us though that were running the T-Jet, running the freight cars, were running Wizards. I know Identity's kind of making a little inroads into their tires and stuff, but we've been running a lot of Wizards we get from RC Lincoln when we're down there. We pick them up. Fuel line for cars and silicone. Oh, there you go, Brad. Tony Mill says fuel lines for if cars is silicone. So like hit your auto parts or your AutoZone or your O'Reilly's, or if you still have a Shucks or whatever. Before we're out of time, I want to say thank you so much for all you do. Hold on, there we go. For all you do for the greatest hobby and sport in the world. Keep up the good work and always enjoy watching. Thank you, Mr. Evans. It's good to have friends like you and everybody else here to you know, move on. And greetings from Paspo. What? Is that Washington? Are you over there on the island? Paul's Bow area. All right, Richard. We may have to get you over here and race. But yeah, I love doing this. Love having the interaction with everybody and talking to everybody, and trying to keep my brain working on ideas for the channel and everything else, and the build, and doing some more stuff like the Slot Car Junkie videos, and trying to get Elijah to do some more. Won't work. Have to have certain diameters. Yeah. Oh, yep. Yes, sir. Cool. We used to put rubber cement on the corners on our tracks, so at the beginning for a long straight. Used to put rubber cement on the corners on our tracks. Oh, so for grip. I see what you're doing. Okay. Also at the beginning of a long straightaway. That's an interesting idea. That's something that would peel up fairly easy and you could remove and put new down. That's kind of an interesting idea there, Jim. Never heard of that before. That's a new one. That is a new one. Putting rubber cement in the corners. So basically would be your outside tire if you'd really want to get the grip you would need. You might put it on both, but outside would probably be the best. And on a long straightaway. That's a little bit of cheating though when you think about it. Most slip-on silicone tires are molded. Most slip-on silicone tires are molded. Yep, they are. Yep, Don, they are. Yeah, most silicone tires are molded in a mold. And then that's why you've got a lot of them. Sometimes they'll come with still got the molding flash on the inside of the tire. Yep. And it's really cool to watch silicone over foam tires being made. I saw a video a while back somebody put on Facebook about doing the silicone over foams and the machines they use to put the silicone on the foam. That's got to be tedious work right there to make sure you're getting your diameters right. So, hope you guys had a great day. We're going to be closing out here soon. It's almost 11 o'clock. My mother and father-in-law are going to be here. We got to run some stuff to the dump today and do some more work and whatnot. But I may be going live later in the week. I'm going to be doing some stuff around the hobby room. Probably cleaning up, doing a couple of pit table builds. Super Tires makes a good selection of silicone or slip-on tires for Brandon Brown. Yeah, Super Tires is really cool. They've got a lot of listings. I know, trying to think, Bob's. Slot Car Bob? What is it? Hold on. I'm trying to think of that place. Yeah, Slot Car Bob's or whatever over there in Milwaukee. I know he sells a lot of Super Tires and has a big old list. I looked at his website and have a big old list of different tires with different compounds and everything from Super Tires. Okay, some people are being stupid here over on YouTube. Okay. So, yeah. Thanks again. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Brad. Thank you for being here. Lucky Bob's. Thank you, Glenn. That's it. Lucky Bob. I knew it was Bob's. I just couldn't think of the first part of it. Lucky Bob's. Check out their website. He has a huge list of Super Tires on his website. I've looked at them a couple of times for different makes of cars, different chassis, different everything from Magna Traction to all the way up to your big cars. So It's a good. He's got a lot of stuff on there on his website to buy in too. Big selection of stuff. Haven't bought anything from him yet, but I'll probably be ordering something from him down the road. Let you guys know how that goes. Try and let you guys know where the best places to get parts are, and not just for parts, but their shipping and how long it takes to get it and everything else. So it's almost 11 o'clock, so I'm going to check out. Hope you guys have a great day. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Next time, we'll do this for a little longer. Maybe we'll get into like a 2-hour session or something next time. And I hope you guys have a great week. Keep racing slot cars. Keep the wheels on the downside. And I'm going to catch you guys later. I'm out. Keep it in the slot. Yep, keep it in the slot. Lucky Bob. Oh, yeah, Lucky Bob's is a good place for controllers, as Don says. So I'm going to check you guys later. And be on the lookout for some live stuff from inside the hobby room later in the week. Maybe working on a couple of things, working on some chassis. Thank you, Glenn. Working on some chassis and tinkering, and Elijah will be in here tinkering and everything else. Be watching since the early days. Thank you, Richard. And I'll catch you guys later. I'm out. I got to go. Bye. Come on. Hit the exit button. Finish.